Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Honius, and I'm going to be talking about AI's role in business today and the future. We're going to start off with an introduction to artificial intelligence, talking about what is AI and the different types of AI. We'll move on to the benefits of AI in business and the future of it. We'll switch gears and talk about the risks associated with AI in business. I found a few charts that I found throughout my research to be pretty interesting. So we'll talk about those two charts. We'll wrap up with some questions and my references at the end of the slides. So, what is AI? AI is a digital technology that mimics the analytical ability of human intelligence, largely by finding patterns in the information it is fed or encounters, which means it can interpret vast amounts of information quickly, solve complex problems, or control complicated technical processes. AI automates repetitive learning and discovery through data. Instead of automating manual tasks, AI performs frequent, high volume, and computerized tasks, and it does so reliably, and without fatigue. Um, so there's a few different broad types of AI: reactive machine AI, limited memory AI, natural language processing, machine learning, and robotics AI. So reactive machines are AI systems with no memory and are designed to perform a very specific tasks. One example that I found was the Netflix recommendation engine. Netflix viewing recommendations are powered by AI models that process data sets collected from viewing history to provide customers with the content they are most likely to enjoy. Limited memory AI can recall past events and outcomes and monitor specific objects or situations over time. Limited AI can also use past and present moment data to decide on a course of action to give the best desired outcome. So examples of limited memory AI would be generative AI, like ChatGPT. My company, Eastman Chemical Company, actually built their own version of ChatGPT called Copilot. So that would be an example. Virtual assistants like Siri with Apple or Alexa with Amazon, all examples of limited memory AI. Natural language processing is a computer's ability to understand speech and understand and analyze documents. Machine learning uses sample data and algorithms to train computer programs to recognize patterns, and then robotics AI, which are machines that can assist people without any human involvement. And when I think about robotics I think about large car manufacturers using robotics to assist in putting cars together throughout the manufacturing process. So, moving on to the benefits of AI in business, focusing more on the generative AI side. The first benefit is improved decision making. So, businesses can make more data driven decisions at a faster pace as opposed to making human instinctual decisions. In a particular article I read, one company was able to use AI to sort through survey responses of 42,000 employees. The technology analyzed narrative responses and presented summary findings much quicker than just a regular human would be able to. Efficiency and productivity gains. It allows the organization to handle data and tasks in a high volume and velocity. So, an example that I found from working in internal audit at Eastman Chemical was I could ask a ChatGPT like software to write a process narrative for me for a particular process audit that I was about to start, instead of having to start the narrative from scratch on a process that I had no prior experience with. I could tell ChatGPT, write a detailed narrative about a cash management process, for instance, for a global chemical manufacturing company with 10 billion in sales, and it'd give me a template to start with, help me gather questions, and increase the speed at which I wrote the narrative, and increase the speed we complete the audit. Um, the third uh, the third benefit is improved risk monitoring around the organization. So organizations could implement continuous monitoring capabilities to alert them if any potential risks arise around the organization. In some cases, they could also initiate a response to those risks. And another example I have in my internal audit role was we were working with the IT organization to develop an AI process that could help continuously monitor certain activities around the organization, such as pricing, for example. As internal audit, we would want to continuously monitor the pricing process to look for manual prices and correct prices, pricing anomalies, or better understand where the pricing risk is to deploy an audit to that specific business organization, or whatever the case is there. So just continuously monitoring higher risk areas could help organizations mitigate potential risks before causing harm to the organization. So specific future business uses, again, the continued data-driven decision making, enhancing customer experiences, predictive analytics, supply chain optimization, improved security, and even sustainability initiatives. So there are risks associated with AI in business. Again, focusing on the generative AI side, accuracy and accountability is the first risk that I found. Many AI applications like ChatGPT have errors with their sourcing and accuracy of the data, and the user is asking for and the accountability of the data. So how do you verify the data? How do you make sure it's correct? I think ChatGPT is like 80% of the way there, but you need to like scrub the data that it gives back to you and just make sure that it's correct and accurate. You might not be able to use 100% of it. The second thing is understanding AI and having the skills to use it correctly. So organizations need to understand if they're ready and have the capabilities to implement AI into their organization. Putting AI into the wrong hands could be a big risk for some companies. A Forbes article that I read mentioned McKinsey Consulting has identified a host of risks with AI, including technical challenges such as data difficulties and issues with technology processes. So if organizations don't have a proper understanding of AI, they could incur many risks, including reputational damage, data risks, security risks, so on and so forth. There's financial costs of AI. So the financial returns of obtaining AI technologies might not outweigh the cost to obtain and the risks associated with AI. So a specific example that I found where AI failed to deliver a return on investment was Zillow's misguided attempt to implement automated purchases of homes based on an AI-driven pricing algorithm, as mentioned. It ended up not working and costing the company hundreds of millions of dollars. So organizations need to understand the financial risks that come along with AI, in addition to the accuracy, having the skill set, the things mentioned earlier. There's also an ethics piece of AI algorithms. Generative AI is made through many algorithms, so if there are forms of bias put into the algorithms, this could be problematic for a business organization trying to make decisions based on what is spit out from the AI software. So this is one of the charts that I found on the Wall Street Journal on chatbots. This shows what U.S. adults think about how AI helps or doesn't help or just unsure. So I kind of highlighted three that I found particularly interesting. The first is almost 50% of U.S. adults in the survey think that the chatbots help them find products and services they are interested in online. The second is it seems that U.S. adults don't think AI systems help keep their personal information any more private than it already is. And people in the healthcare industry are still unsure of how AI can help them make their lives easier. So just give a look at that chart and see what, I guess, pops out to you. This was just another illustration of generative AI that I found pretty interesting. This shows the AI impact on business functions. So it looks like the most impactful would be in marketing and sales, software engineering, and supply chain operations, whereas it's least impactful in corporate IT, talent, and strategy and finance. So take a look at this and see what pops out to you. So to wrap up, the questions that I have are: where do you see AI being the biggest benefit in business over the next 10 to 20 years? And what industries do you think AI will benefit the most? How have you used generative AI in your day to day job or personal life? Do you have any specific examples or interesting ways that you've used generative AI that could benefit others in the class? What do you see as the biggest ethical concerns with AI? What are the major risks of AI in today's business environment? And looking at the two charts on slides 6 and 7, do you have any interesting observations or thoughts? So that was my presentation. Thank you very much, and please let me know if you have any questions.